Hey, what's up, everybody? The return of LeBron James is upon us. After missing 8 games, we got our guy back, Laker fans. So, what does this mean? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'd imagine we're going to be a better team. I don't know that that necessarily means we beat the Celtics in Boston, but it does definitely gives us a chance to do so that maybe we didn't have because there was no way we were beating them if we didn't have them. So this is obviously a great thing for us. Just in time, we're starting to get healthy again. Hopefully, Kendrick Nunn is close, and we can start getting our full team back, so we can start looking the way we're supposed to look, and maybe kind of ease up on some of this losing we're doing here. Um, so yeah, I mean, obviously, what we expect is a different team because we're going to be much bigger out there. With him and THT now in the fold, I think that makes us an entirely different dynamic. You think about what's going on in Detroit with Cade Cunningham starting to come around and starting to be in, get his health together and his confidence up. Suddenly, Detroit is totally different with him scoring 28, 8, and 8 as opposed to 5, 2, and 1 or whatever it is. Most importantly, he gives them their size back, and I think that's what we are going to get back today. Is for the first time all season long, we literally look like we're supposed to look. Our small ball lineup should look much better because THT and LeBron James are now back in the fold. So I don't expect as much rebounding issues. I don't expect as much, um, I'll just say rebounding issues. That's what this should really help. I don't know that it helps our defense as much, although THT's played some phenomenal defense in these games. What it does help us with is just size and rebounding, and I think that that's going to translate to defense, even though we may not necessarily get all the stops. I think we'll get more possessions, and that'll help us. So yeah, I'm very happy that we're getting Bron back. THT and Bron give us a new dynamic. That is the moral of the story. Now, how do we beat the Boston Celtics? Well, one thing we're gonna have to do is make sure they're struggling shooting the ball. They're not the greatest three-point shooting team in the world. They're not the most unselfish team in the world. So hone in on them as best you can defensively and make them work on the offensive end. I'm hoping to see some changes offensively, but I'm not expecting to. We have a stand-around offense that Frank Vogel has yet to tweak, Bron has yet to tweak, and we're continuing to look like that. That is going to play into the Boston Celtics' hands in their gym. Keep on an eye on a guy like Marcus Smart. I'm not sure if Dennis Schroeder is going to go tonight. He was a game-time decision. If Marcus Smart is going to get a full spectrum of minutes based on Marcus Smart's absence, that could be bad for us in terms of our scoring because we know what type of defender he is. Look out for Peyton Pritchard. Same reason. Peyton Pritchard is a guy who probably would be best if he were in a better situation in terms of his minutes. If Schroeder ain't playing, that gives a young, talented playmaker and shooter the ball in his hands. So look out for Peyton Pritchard. I expect him to have a bigger night tonight than normal if Dennis Schroeder does not go. So it's a lot of different things to pay attention to. Al Horford is playing great ball right now. He missed a couple games, if I'm not mistaken. He's back to being healthy. Keep an eye on him. I don't know if Time Lord's playing tonight or not. He's going to have a big to do with how we play out there, especially in terms of how Anthony Davis is going to be able to roam. So I don't know that he's playing. He was a game time decision as well. So Boston's missing some guys. We're missing some guys. I don't know that Jaylen Brown is coming back tonight or not. He was rumored to be coming back, as everybody else seems to, from injury when they're playing the Lakers this week. He might be the next guy to try to make his debut against us. If that's the case, that definitely does not work in our favor, to say the absolute and utter least. And that will affect some of the things I said about who gets what minutes and what have you, because he's missed a couple weeks and for some reason wants to come back against us like most. So we'll see if he actually does that. But we got Bron out there, so that's going to help, to say the least. Now we just got to see how Rusty plays. Are we going to get the turnovers and stuff like that? Is he going to be the story, or is he going to be a part of the success? I'm looking for him to snap out of his slump any day now. Because bottom line is he's playing some of the worst basketball of his entire career, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. So I don't expect that to continue forever. At some point in time, he's just going to have to be better than he's been because this is as bad as he's ever been. So that's one thing I'm looking at too. So yeah, man, a lot has to do with how well he plays. I'm thinking about Austin Reeves and how fast he can come back because we need him as well. But that's the whole thing. We're starting to get healthier, but we're still not there yet. So we just got to bear with Frank Vogel. Hopefully LeBron James can help stop the bleeding on this road trip, and we can get a victory tonight against a team that obviously, it's within our right as Laker fans to demand a victory against this particular team because they happen to be the Boston Celtics, our very arch rival. So there's a certain level of pride that you want this team to come in there with. With LeBron James coming back, you want us to have that type of pride tonight. And if we can get a win, it'll mean the world to us because of who this is. But, players coming in the lineup, that means that the roster is going to be messed around with some. Usually when players are coming back and going out, I usually say those are losses because it's an adjustment period. So that could be the way it goes. Just because we're bringing guys back, it's just going to be a little off. But at the same time, it's like we've been off. So this is not a situation where we should be worse because of the presence of the greatest player of all time coming back. But sometimes it does work like that. So we'll see how this goes, man. Shout out to Michael Jordan. I know how y'all are. But it is what it is. I'm not trying to make that debate tonight. I'm not. I'm just ready for the Lakers and Celtics. Gonna watch that game right now. And I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.